Okay. Good evening. I have two special guests joining us from Maywood Moment in History. This is two members of the Dorsey family.
Hi, I'm Brandon Dorsey, lifelong resident of the city of Hammond.
My name's Tommie Dorsey, and I've been in Hammond, Indiana since 1955-56, where I started school at Maywood.
Okay. So who would you all say would be a role model for you? It can be a member in the community, a teacher, or your parents.
Well, I'm going to go with the parents. This gentleman right here taught me all about giving back to the community and making sure that I look out for the little guy.
Mr. Dorsey, who's your role model?
Well, actually, I could go family too as well. And I would probably say in the community growing up, it had to be Cecil Harper, which was over the Maywood recreational program, and Paul Walker, which was either the first or the second black African-American police officer here in Hammond.
Okay. So our second question is going to be, what is the most valuable lesson that you learned as a child?
Let's see. So the most valuable lesson would probably be paying it forward, making sure that you give back to the community and try to put yourself in a position where you can help others as often as possible and as big or as little as possible.
Mr. Dorsey?
Is probably, yeah, just like he said, Brandon said, is giving back. People that are less fortunate, giving a helping hand.
Well, that's because you taught that to me. That's why.
but it's very important because my mother and father, they taught me the same thing.
True.
And then give back. Never always take pride in what you do.
So it's a life lesson passed down from generation to generation.
Exactly.
Okay. So thinking about where you grew up in Hammond, tell me about that and the sense of community in that area.
Well, when I was born, we were on 825 Becker Street right here in Hammond, a couple blocks away from here. But since I was about 8 years old, I've lived on Field Street. And the sense of community in both neighborhoods at the time were actually pretty nice growing up as a kid. Everybody kind of looked out for everyone. Moving over here to Field Street, I had the McClendons to our right and the Halls next door to us. And the Eggers gym teacher was Mr. Cross, Raymond Cross, who's in the Hall of Fame, literally lived right across the street. So as a community, they always looked out for everybody. I mean, nobody had to shovel their driveway by themselves. We kind of looked out for everyone up and down the block. Sir?
Oh, okay.
How could you speak to the sense of community?
The sense of community, well, let me just put it this way. First and foremost, it was church. Is very few families in Hammond back in my day that didn't have a church home. Now, it's been a little while, so did I miss a part of that question?
No. So we just want you to talk to the sense of community, and you talked about everybody having a church home or being close-knit in that way. Okay. So the next question, and one of our last questions, would be any organizations or clubs that you take pride in or was a member of?
So the the program that I'm probably most proud of is one that I started from the ground up, was the elementary wrestling program. I've been running it for about 10 years now. We encompass just about all the schools in the city of Hammond. I am the coach for the Maywood Mustangs and the Wallace Bobcats. We have all the schools in Hammond except for Lincoln and Franklin. So everybody right around here in this area all take part in it. And I probably want to say the biggest year that we had the most students was probably around 157 kids. And that's just at the elementary level. But we tap into the middle school and high schools of Hammond High, Hammond Morton, Hammond Clark, and Gavitt as well, where the high schoolers and middle schoolers give back to the community as well. And they get their community hours in, and it gives the older kids a sense of purpose and kind of like a big buddy program where the older kids are giving back to the little kids. And hopefully we can give these kids a passion for something other than basketball. I mean, wrestling in the state of Indiana is one of the most highly recruited states because there's only one state champion. If you make it to state, 9 times out of 10, you're going to school somewhere for free. And that's, in the end, our biggest goal is to just kind of open up the doors to kids to get an education. We might not have it academically, but sometimes sports can play a big part.
Okay. All right.
So just referencing any organizations or clubs that you're proud to be a member of in Hammond?
Okay, yeah, let me see. Well, starting off is probably with the Brooks House with Cecil Harper with the Leaders Club, which the Leaders, Brooks House was a Christian organization in which filtered through all over Hammond. And that was one of the Leaders Club, but then most of everything else in my life at the time was actually through the church, be it the Gospel Teens, the Junior Deacon, the BYF, Baptist Youth Fellowship, because like I said, everybody back in those days belonged to a church. And
well, don't forget, you used to run Maywood Little League as well. I mean,
right.
That's kind of where I got the idea of, getting kids together and running youth sports. I mean, you ran that for how many years?
That was a number of years there too. And matter of fact, I had some great players that came through Maywood Little League. Be it during my lifespan in Hammond, we was at 3 different locations, 2 on Columbia and 1 on Highland. Mm-hmm. And I watched a lot of young people grow up and become, and now that I've retired, I've gotten back involved with an organization, the ESCC, which is abbreviated for Eastside Community Council. And we do everything from helping children that have problems with education or learning or...
But don't they do that big giveaway, the Christmas giveaway at what is it, Hammond High?
Yeah, we've been doing that for several years. We've partnered with the fire department and the police department because we had a program that we called Police Are People Too. Mm-hmm. And we wanted our young people in the area to get to know the police and that they are out there working and taking care of their family. And it's a job. Right. It's a job. It's nothing personal. And they've been very inspirational to us with our young people and our toy giveaway every year.
So see, even after all this time of being in Hammond, he still finds a way to give back to the community.
Right. After
years of doing so.
And I think that's so important to have like 2 people who are actively involved in making sure that our young people stay on the right track and find their sense of purpose. So I do want to thank you all for taking part and being involved with Maywood's Moment in History.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
And if I may, I would like to say I am proud to be doing this for my relative, Tiara. And if you need my help again, we're all about helping. We'll be here.
All right. Thank you.